Hi, welcome to Instructor Live. My name is Sam, and this is Pilates for Conditions. Today we're going to be focusing actually on 3 conditions, but because they've got quite similar symptoms, we're going to just categorize them together if that's okay. Obviously, you also have different severities of these, so if you feel you need to push yourself a little bit more, that's fine too. I have a chair, and that's just going to assist you. Sometimes some people need that extra bit of assistance, so I'm going to show you how to get down onto the floor safely. If you can, just go grab yourself one now quickly, or just stop if you're doing the archive videos and get yourself one for now. Okay, let's get into a nice standing position to start. We're going to have our feet in a parallel alignment, hip distance apart. So obviously, depending on your energy levels today, 10 being amazing, 1 being rubbish, just work within your range. If I'm going too fast or doing too many repetitions and you need to slow it down a little bit or do less repetitions, please listen to your body and do what you can today. But it will be tailored for you today. So let's start with the shoulders. We're going to lift those shoulders and then slowly release them down. Lift the arms up to the ceiling and then release back down. Breathing in. Breath is really important, especially with these conditions. It helps to relax the muscles. It helps to get a little bit of those endorphins going around the body. Any bit of movement and circulation is really, really good for this particular class. And last one, we're going to breathe in, lift the shoulders, and then lift the arms and release back down. We're going to go into a little bit of a shoulder roll now. Just get those muscles moving a bit there. Again, you can do this sitting down. You can do this whenever you can while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. And we're going to take it into an arm circle, looking up to the ceiling, looking down to the floor. Breathing in and breathing out. 2 more. And back. Last one. And releasing through. Okay, so I'm going to give you a good stretch for between the shoulder blades, because often we hold a lot of tension there in that part of the back. So we're going to cross our elbows, bring our hands together. Don't worry if you can't reach the hands. If you're a bit tight, sometimes people struggle, in which case just do the elbows, that's fine. Shoulders, you want to try have them away from the ears as the hands start to lift to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, feeling the stretch between the shoulder blades, and as you breathe out, you're going to nod the head, roll the shoulders just a little bit so you feel the stretch going further down, and then slowly coming up and release those arms. Other side. So cross the elbows, hands together if you can, shoulders down, hands reaching up, big breath in. And then slowly nod the head, rolling forward. And then coming up and just give those arms a good little shake out. I want to stretch out those legs, and then we're going to get down onto the mat. So if you do need the hand support, if your balance isn't that great, you're more than welcome to hold on to the chair while we're doing this. I won't do it though. But we're going to just hold onto our ankle and then just stretch out the front of the thigh. It's really important to incorporate flexibility in your training, because you want to be able to still be able to be as much, as mobile as possible through your movements and daily routines. So we're going to just stretch out the other side. You might need to turn your back to me or move your chair to the other side. And then slowly release down, give the leg a little bit of a shake. We're going to just stretch out the back of the leg now. I want to make sure that we're nice and warmed up, because sometimes just the warm-up itself can be quite a workout for you. So we're going to rest the hands onto the bent leg. We're going to sit into that stretch. Use your breath. Never hold your breath. Don't starve the muscles of fresh oxygen supply. And then slowly walking up, coming up over to the other side and stretching through. You may find different parts of the body are a little bit tighter, so one side of the body might be tighter than the other throughout the session. If that's the case, always the tighter side. Just hold for a little bit longer. And then slowly coming back up. Now, if you're suffering from something like fibromyalgia and you're feeling quite in a lot of pain, please again just make sure that you've got something comfortable to lie on that's not going to be too painful for you. To get down onto the floor, I'm just going to grab the chair, and it's easier to kind of face the chair and then use it to just get yourself down, as much support as you need, down onto the knees, and then go hands to the mat. And I'm just going to slide over a little bit. So now we're in a 4-point kneeling position. Okay, we're going to do some gentle release for the spine and the upper body. So we're going to do a big breath in, rounding the spine. This you can do first thing in the morning, often when you're a little bit stiff at first, and then slowly releasing back. And a couple more. Breathing in, rounding the spine, very healthy for the spine as well as the spinal cord, making sure everything's mobile and flexible so you can move without impinging on any nerve endings. Last one, big breath in. Then we're going to bend one elbow. If you're not sure, watch me first. You're going to bend one elbow, take the other arm, thread it through, and just rest your shoulder onto the floor. Take a big breath in. This should feel quite nice and releasing there. Then using the hand that's on the floor to help lift you up, pushing you up, and then open yourself over to the other side. Big breath in, and then slowly releasing back down. And other side. We're going to scoop back up into a cat stretch. Bend one elbow, take the other arm, thread it through as far as you can. If you can get your shoulder right the way down, you'll have a bit more of a supported stretch. Big breath in, and then lifting up, coming up, hand to the ceiling, and release back down. Remember, if you also have any questions during the session, if you're not sure of anything, please just type them in. And if you didn't manage to during the session, you're more than welcome to go into my profile page, and I'll try to help you as best I can. Okay, so now we're going to lie down onto our backs, okay? If you do need to hold on to something to do that, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, from a sitting position, you can just move your legs over to one side and then come down on your side first, which might be a bit more comfortable, and then rolling onto the back. If you do need a cushion or anything to support the neck, you're more than welcome to use one. I'm not going to have one at the moment because I find it's quite comfortable for me anyway. So we're going to have our legs bent in this position, and we're going to do pelvic tilts, okay? We're going to, especially for those of you who get lots of lower back pain and any other tightness in that area, we're going to just do some gentle movements and just really start to focus quite deep into the body, because less is more when exercising with these various conditions. So let's think about a little clock, okay, on your pelvis. So your belly button is going to be 12, your pubic bone is going to be 6, and each hip bone is going to be 3 and 9 on the clock. So now we're just going to gently rock from your belly button down to your tailbone, just back and forth like that. So it's a feeling of pulling your belly button down to the mat and tilting the pelvis underneath you. So you're imprinting your lower back into the floor. And then slowly releasing back down with the tailbone. Let's do a few more like that. So we're going to scoop in with those abs, a very small but very useful movement to start to get used to doing. And another 3 like that. Breathing out, releasing there's a whole bunch of nerves that sit in the back of the pelvis. So this is also a really good way to start getting a lot of blood flow to them, to relieve any tension, and just get them quite healthy as well. And we're going to do a couple more, rocking from 12 down to 6, and up to 12 again, and down to 6 again. Now we're going to try to go and work a little bit more with those hip bones. So we're going to go into circles. So we're going to go a little imprint of that back. So the lower back is touching the floor. Now we're going to drop down to 3. So one of the hip bones. Then push the tailbone down to number 6 on that clock, and then coming up to 9 and up to 12 again. So you're essentially just drawing a circle with the back of the pelvis and lower back onto that mat. especially if any of you are still doing work and having to sit down for long periods of time. Try on your break or whenever you can to get used to trying to do this movement. You can actually do it in sitting as well, that little pelvic tilt underneath you, but use your desk to support you. Now we're going to change direction and try to think about your abdominals. You want to be using them for this movement. You might feel like you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, but it does take practice. This is quite an isolated movement to get used to. So just keep watching the videos and we will add on to that at a later stage. Okay, now we should be nice and loose there. We're going to try to now pick up a little bit of load onto those abdominals. Because even though we're quite fatigued a lot with these, MS and of course chronic fatigue syndrome, sometimes just doing the smallest things can really, really tire us out. So we're going to practice trying to gently build up strength so that these daily movements can actually start feeling a little bit easier and you can manage your pain a little bit better. So let's start with the lower abdominals. You're going to take the heel of your hands and you're going to place them on each hip bone. You're going to join, and I'm going to do this in kneeling quickly. Stay on your back, just so that you can get a better view. Heel of the hands onto each hip bone. You're going to join with your middle finger onto the pubic bone, and then your thumbs are touching. So you've got a nice little triangle on your pelvis, okay? So keeping that position, I'll probably need to demonstrate one more thing. So where the two thumbs meet, I want you to put two fingers. So just where the two thumbs meet, place two fingers onto that point. It's just a couple of inches below your belly button. Keep your fingers there while I get down onto the mat again. And I want you just to make a little cough. I sound like a really pathetic cough, but I'm sure you do too. A little cough into that little point there. You should feel that there's like a little sensation there going in the pelvis. So this is going to be your lower abdominals, your pelvic floor, that kind of thing. And what we're going to try do is to load with that little sensation in mind. So that little part we coughed into is going to control and hold the load. So each time we add load to that area, you want to have a feeling of trying to almost lock that area down to the mat. You'll know what I mean when we start to load. So let's start basic first. So that little point we coughed into is going to be the center of all our movements with the leg. Okay, almost like the anchor point for it. So keeping your feet on the floor, we're now going to open one knee out to the side. And I want you to make sure that the other leg is staying firmly rooted to that floor. Only go as far as you can keep your pelvis locked in a nice centered position. That little part where you coughed into is now drawing to the mat. And then we're going to close the leg. Use a bit of the inner thigh. Sink into the part we coughed into to draw the leg back. If you need to keep your hands there to just keep that sensation going, you can. Other side, we're going to open the knee out. And then closing back to center again. Breathing in as you open. Breathing out as you close. And this is testing as well the core stability around your pelvis area more specifically. You're going to open, controlling your pelvis, closing back, and last one on the other side and closing back. Right, now we're going to do a leg pickup, okay? If you find it's too much, you're more than welcome to continue with this movement like this. Okay, otherwise, arms are rested by your side. That little point that we coughed into again, we're going to call it the dot, okay? You're going to connect into the dot as you slowly lift your heel up. Pick one leg up into tabletop. Play around. Feel how that feels a little bit in the pelvis. How do the legs feel quite heavy? Can you hold it for longer than a second, or do you feel like you need to collapse down? If you can't hold it for longer than a second, try work towards holding it for 2 and then 3, and gradually you'll notice a difference in your strength. So we're going to slowly release back down. Let's try the other side. Connect into the dot. And we're going to slowly pick the leg back up into tabletop. And then slowly release back down. Let's alternate. We're going to try do 3 each side. And then we're going to, on the last repetition of each, we're going to try hold it for 5 seconds. If you can't do 5, you can only do 2, that's fine too. And picking the leg up, and then slowly release back down. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. Last one now, we're going to try hold it up there for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. If you want, and I'm just giving you an alternative, you can pop that leg down or try lift both legs up and hold the other one there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower one leg down, then the other, unless of course you put the other one down and it was just the one leg, that's fine. Okay, now we're going to try get the upper abdominals working a little bit. We're going to just do some gentle movements, so don't worry too much, just try do as much as you can. Shoulders away from the ears, elbows up in your sideline view, and now we're going to hover the head just an inch or so off the mat and just get used to getting the weight of that head nicely relaxed in the hands. Then we're going to gently slide up onto our abdominal platform, lifting the shoulders if you can, and then lower the shoulders and head back down. We're going to do 6 like that. Of course, doing as many as you can is fine too. Even if it's just 2, that's fine. Breathing out, that part we coughed into, the dot, you're going to pull down to the mat to lift up, and then slowly release back down. Breathing out to slide up into that movement, and then slow release back down. And another 3 more. 1. Use your breath. Really important with movement, especially when you struggle with energy levels. Use your breath. It helps to give you energy to do movement. And last one, breathing out. Hold it there if you can, just for 3 seconds. 2, 1, and slowly releasing back down. Now we're going to do the same movement, but this time with the legs up, okay? If you need to keep them down and continue with this exercise we've just done, that's fine too. I'm going to pick one leg up to tabletop. Breathing out, pick the other leg up to meet it. Okay, big breath in. We're just going to do 5 like that. Again, as many as you can is fine. 2. We're going to curl up. Lift up, look to your thighs, and then slow release back down. Breathing out to lift. Breathing in to release back. And 3. Feel the abs connect, and then release back. 4. And 5, curling up, hold it there if you can. If not, just go back to the mat. Another 3 seconds. 2, 1, and then lower the head, lower the legs if they weren't down already, and just release those arms away from underneath the head. Okay, let's move on to the side of the body. So you're just going to turn to face me. Bottom hand, it can be under your head. If you've got your cushion and you prefer, it feels more comfortable on your shoulder joints, having a cushion under your head, that's fine. Sorry, I didn't bring one with me in this session. You're going to bend your legs, and you want to have your alignment of your pelvis. Okay, so we're going to work into our core stability and into our glutes a little bit now. So we're going to think about drawing our belly button into the spine, and you want an imaginary ice cube underneath your waistline. So the top hip pulls away from the shoulder, and we just relax those shoulders into this position. Now we're going to start off quite basic into the glutes. Okay, they're very important muscles. They help us walk, just basic simple movements of moving the legs back and forth, as well as they help to keep the pelvis in a good position for the back. So it's really good to have nice strong glutes. So we're going to open again. Only do as many repetitions as you have the energy to do today. Don't worry if you can't do as many as I'm doing, although I will just keep it in sets of 5. And another 3, 2, and 1, and then slowly release back down. Again, if you found that was a challenge enough, I want you just to stick to that. Otherwise, we're going to go into a straight leg, and we're going to go into leg circles, and we're going to do 5 in each direction. Obviously, once again, if you can only do 3 or 2, that's fine too. And 3, 4, 5, change direction. So gradually with these sessions, we want to start building up a bit more stamina. If we haven't done this the next class yet for these particular conditions, you're more than welcome to just add a few extra repetitions to each exercise. Okay, now let's go a little bit more now. We're going to straighten the top leg again. Okay, we're going to straighten the bottom leg to meet it, so that as you look down, you're seeing your toes, but you keep your eye line view up after that. So, placing your hand onto the floor, because it's going to help control your balance a little bit. We're going to now lift the top leg up, and if we can, we're going to squeeze the bottom leg to meet it. If you find that's too much of a struggle, take your top leg, rest it on the floor, and then just lift the leg up like that instead. Okay, so I'll leave it up to you. I'm going to stick to the first version. Top leg hovers up, bottom leg squeezes up to meet it. Even if it's just a centimeter off the floor, that's fine. We just want to activate those inner thighs a little bit. You might also feel it in the waistline. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. And just 2 more. Remember, we're just doing 5 repetitions of each exercise. Last one. If you can, hold it. Try to build up a little bit of the stamina in the muscles. 2 more seconds. And then release everything back down. Okay, let's just come up, and we're going to go over to the other side. So that we do the other side. Stay facing me. Again, bottom hand underneath the head, unless you've got your cushion and you want to move that with you. Legs are bent, hips are nicely stacked, abs are tucked in, and we're going to go into the clam. So again, notice how this side compares to the other side. We're going to open up the top knee and lower back down. 5 of those. Breathing out to open, breathing in to close. Each time you open that knee, I want you to push your pelvis forward and then release back. It's a very small push forward. And last one. And release back down. Again, if you found that was a challenge and need to stick to that, that's fine. Otherwise, we're going to go for the full leg circle. I'm going to push my chair a little bit out of the way, and we're going to go leg circles. Going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change direction if you can, and you don't need a break between both directions. That's great. A good sign of the endurance of the muscles. And 2, 1, and release back down. Give it a bit of a smack and a bit of a rub if you need to. You're going to straighten the legs along the mat, abs tucked into the spine. Hand onto the floor for support. Top leg hovers up. Bottom leg, you're going to squeeze up. Again, if you can't do that version, you can rest the top knee onto the floor and do the movement with the bottom leg. And you're going to 4, 3, 2, and 1. Try hold it a little bit if you can. Abs drawing in, keep the flow of breath going. And then slowly releasing back down. Well done. Okay, lying onto your back, feet onto the floor, legs are bent. Let's give you a bit of a stretch and just get used to moving a little bit in the spine. So we're going to keep our arms on the floor. We're going to do that pelvic tilt that we were doing earlier. So that little rock towards the belly button. Squeeze your bum cheeks. And we're going to slowly peel the spine off the mat, resting onto the shoulders. Big breath in, arms come above the head, leaving the arms there if you can. Otherwise, just hold them to the ceiling if you can't get all the way above the head. And then slowly trying to control the descent down to the mat, and then bring the arms back down. And we're going to do another 3 like that. No, let's keep it 5. Let's do 4 more. Okay, so we're going to tilt the pelvis, squeeze those glutes, your bum cheeks, and peel the spine off the mat. Try not to arch the back. You want to keep the ribs heavy. Big breath in, arms come up, and then slowly feel that nice release for the spine down to the mat, and bring the arms back down. Breathing out to lift. Breathing in to bring the arms above the head. Breathing out, sighing the spine back down, 1 vertebra at a time. Bring the arms back down to the mat. And last one, tilt the pelvis, lift the pelvis. Arms come above the head, and then sighing back down to the mat. And you're going to slowly bring the arms back down. Now, I want to work a little bit on your balance, a little bit on seeing how we load the body. So we're going to do it really slowly. I want you to keep your hands down onto the floor. You're going to tilt your pelvis, lifting up onto the base of the shoulders. You can even pop your hands on your hips to make sure you're keeping your hips level. And we're going to, just like we did when we were lying on our back into the little dot we were talking about, where you open the leg to the side, we're going to do the same thing. But now we're having to use those glutes a little bit, which is what we're trying to do, and also help strengthen up that back. So we're going to open one knee out to the side, working into the side of that glute, close it back. Breathing out, open the leg to the other side, and then bring it back. And we're going to do another 4 each side. Again, if you can't do all the repetitions I'm saying, do as many as you can, and never hold your breath. Just keep breathing through the movements. Breathe out on the effort, breathe in on the release. And open, close. Breathing out, breathing in. Once more each side. And open to the other side, and then ripple back down to the mat. Hug the legs into the chest. Really nice stretch to do. You can do this lying in bed. Stretching the lower back, hands on each knee, feet together, and you're going to open and circle around in those hips. Using your arms to control the movements. Again, just focusing on breathing. You can close your eyes as you do this. Change direction of the circle. And then slowly placing the feet down onto that floor. Right, we're going to get up now. So you can roll onto your side. Use your hand for support to push yourself back up. If you need your chair, just wiggle your way towards your chair, coming up onto your knees. And then use one hand, you're going to rest onto your lifted leg. You're going to push onto that leg to help get yourself up. Okay, give the legs a little bit of a shake out. I'm going to quickly redo my hair so I'd finish on a centered note. Okay, so obviously everybody's got different degrees of how severe their condition is. This was a really basic, very beginner level for people who are suffering quite severely from the condition. You can always add a few extra repetitions or make it a little bit more challenging with different versions, and we will do a few more sessions in the future to do that. And just try keep a routine going, because even though your energy levels can be really low and you might not feel like doing any exercise, movement is actually quite good in relieving some of the symptoms that come with these various conditions, you know, especially pain. If anything, you want to just still keep mobile. So let's just quickly finish up. We've got a minute to go. Feet in parallel, hip distance apart. We're going to breathe in, reach the arms up to the ceiling, and then we're going to lengthen one arm up, stretching the side of the body, and then coming back. Other side, reaching up, stretching over, and coming back. Once more each side, breathing out, breathing in. Lengthen up and side bend over, and then just release those arms. Shrug them up to the ears and drop them down. Big breath in, And big breath out. We're going to finish up with a roll down, feet in parallel, hip distance apart. Big breath in, and we're going to nod the head. You're going to bend your knees, only go as low as you feel comfortable. If you can do it with straight legs, if you are that flexible, then you can. Roll your shoulders, circle your arms, and then slowly rolling back up, using your glutes, squeezing them together, restacking the spine, and lengthening up nice and tall. If you felt a little bit lightheaded doing that, just because your blood pressure you might feel a bit dizzy after that, try avoid the roll down in future. We can always do alternatives in other classes. I hope you managed to get something out of the session. I'm sure you did, and I hope to see you next time.